Well, it is the 4th of February. Walking a different farm this morning. Teaming up with my dad and my brother, and we're going to be walking some timber, CRP, food, all of the above. My brother found an absolute giant antler yesterday, 81-inch side. Deer that both my brother and my dad had encounters with, and there's a lot of other good deer on this farm. So we're just gonna walk it, see what's dropped. Not running any trail cameras out here at all. Just kind of seeing what's out here. I know some of the deer that I hunted earlier in the season ended up here and wintered. So more or less, yeah, just gonna be a fun little walk this morning. Spend a couple hours seeing what we can find. So I got Paxton out here, he's running around. Well, it never fails. Been walking a while. Haven't pulled anything out, lots of deer sign, but just haven't pulled anything. It's awful early yet though still, but was following this creek bottom, and I've been carrying my camera. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna put this away. No more than put the camera away, and came across this ancient one. All chewed up and discolored, but it still counts. Paxton, what do you think? Pax is like, who? Find some shits? Here you go. Want to find some shits? Where are they at? Right there? Yeah, he said, no, I don't like that one. Throw this in the backpack and move on. Well, February the 10th, and headed back to a farm. I really haven't shed hunted at all yet this year. I was clear at the south end of this farm like 3 weeks ago, just walking some trails, pulling some cameras, and I found one little dink. But as far as walking this farm, the bedding, the ridges, food, really haven't covered any of it. So Paxton and I came out here. We're gonna see if anything. Spent a bunch of time wintering out here as far as bucks go. We did walk last weekend, and there was a handful of deer still packing both sides. So I would say maybe 50% have shed, but we're gonna sit out here, got a couple hours, go for a walk, stretch the legs a little bit, and see if we can pull any antlers in. Well, Paxton and I are about 3 miles in, and finally broke the ice with our first antler. What do you think? So, doesn't look like a very big one. Looks like a right side, but we're gonna stroll up here and pick it up. Just a small one. Nothing too crazy, but squirrels have already gotten to it. Tips are chewed on. I had a bad feeling that if I got up into this timber and found some, they were going to start to be chewed on already. So that's kind of why I bailed in here. So we'll keep gritting it out and see what we find. Well, Paxton and I somewhat making our way back, and I have the sun to my back, and I'm looking like for something shining, and it just paid off. I just found one of the bucks that I've been out here looking for. I just call him the tall narrow 8. He just I don't really have a name for him, I guess. He's just a tall narrow 8-pointer, and passed him in this field during the late muzzleloader season. Opted not to shoot him with my bow or the muzzleloader, and just spotted, I believe, his left side. Was taking a break right by this cedar tree, stood up, looked around, and spotted it. So I'm pumped. That is a cool antler. Probably the most photogenic deer on the farm. Still a little bit of blood on the base. February 10th. Solid find. That's awesome. Probably a 3 or 4 year old deer. Definitely one that's going to be probably on the hit list next year. Doesn't score a whole lot, but just cool, long beam, and unique. So awesome. That's one of the antlers I wanted to find. Paxton, what do you think? What do you think, Pax? You're just a good boy. Paxton, look what we got. February 11th. We are out here again on another walk. I found a really nice match set on this farm a couple weeks ago or so, and really haven't done much with it since, being as it was so early. I kind of left it alone. Didn't want to bump a bunch of deer around, but I had scouted this the other night. I saw 4 or 5 different bucks that had lost their antlers. Definite shed bucks that were out feeding in one of these fields. So I decided that I would come in here today and see what else I could find. This is my first year on this piece, so kind of trying to figure it out and understand it. But Paxton's running up and down the creek trying to sniff them out. Let's be real, he's not going to sniff anything out as far as sheds go. But just going to hit some of these south slopes and creek bottoms. They were traveling this creek bottom a lot, so going to go through here and see if we can put something together. Anyway, just checking in with you guys, and I'll see what we can find as we walk today, so I'll keep you posted. Well, we've been walking our ever-living butts off, and I've been getting frustrated because I know there was deer here late season, and zigzag and ridges and everything, and finally just came up on one. This is the left side. It's a 10-pointer. Actually passed him on one of my sits. It must have been buried under the snow or something, but yeah, I passed this deer, literally passed this deer my first set on this farm this year. So cool to find a shed. I'm gonna pick it up. All chewed up. Bladed 3, that's pretty cool. Squirrels got to him, chewed on his tips a little bit, but that's cool. One of the ones that I knew was in here. It's been here a while. I think it was buried under the snow. The wax ring is completely gone. I've walked by this spot a couple times, but I think there's just so much snow I missed it. 2 weeks ago there was a heck of a lot more snow here, so maybe now that the snow's gone, it's uncovered a lot more of these sheds, and I'll be able to pick some more up. Cool, I'll take that.